How's it, guys? This is Dayvy FPL and welcome back to the Fantasy Premier League video here on my channel. Now in this video we're going to be going over what to do with Jamie Vardy and Sadio Mane. I know you guys do know that they both got injured in game week 24, kind of a disastrous game week, but nevertheless we have to react to this news and think about what to do with these two players. Most of us do own them, so that's why this is probably going to be quite a requested video. It's going to be a little bit of a shorter video, but without further ado, let's get into it. Thank you to OneFootball for sponsoring this video. Link down below if you do want to use my download link to download this wonderful app. Thanks again for sponsoring the video. If you don't know, OneFootball is the everything football related app. It's free to download on iOS or Android, and you can see there on the table, I'm following the Premier League right now. Gives me all the goals, assists, and whatever I need to know, as well as following my favorite team if I do want to follow a team, which is for me Liverpool, but for you it could be anyone else. Also, if you want to track more leagues than just the Premier League, go and check out this app. As I said, link down below. So as you know, in game week 24, both of these highly owned players went off injured. Sadio Mane a little bit before Jamie Vardy. I think Jamie Vardy might have lasted about the half-time bracket, but Sadio Mane went off about the 30-minute mark. A really disappointing captaincy, but also for us owners, as he was going to be quite a good player for that double game week and for Liverpool's upcoming fixtures. So these two injuries are highly annoying, and as I said, most of us have both of these in our team, so I'll be having to look at them and see if we have to transfer them out. So Jamie Vardy, 75% chance of playing. He had a glute injury, and then Sadio Mane, 50% of playing. It does look like a hamstring injury. I know they put muscle injury there, but it does look like a hamstring strain for Sadio Mane. An injury that usually does keep players out for quite a while, but that is if there is a tear. We are yet to know if Sadio Mane is actually having a torn hamstring or if it was just kind of a precaution and a little bit of a tight hamstring, but we'll discuss that later on. So I'm having to make this emergency video because a lot of people over on Twitter were asking me what to do with Jamie Vardy and Sadio Mane. As I said, a lot of us own both of these players, and a lot of players are scared of losing value, as these players are probably going to be one of the most transferred out options if they are confirmed out. I think in this video we'll be kind of taking a step-by-step process on what to do, and then in the preview later on in the week we'll be talking about more specific options to maybe downgrade or upgrade these players to as well. So stay tuned for that preview. So with game week 25 on the horizon, we actually do have some good news. There's going to be a lot of football coming up before game week 25. We have the FA Cup happening this weekend, so today and tomorrow when you're watching this video, and then we also have the League Cup semi-finals taking place later on in the game week. So we have Aston Villa versus Leicester in that game week, so that could be a nice indication of where Jamie Vardy's fitness is. If he's on the bench, should be starting on game week 25. If he's not on the bench, we should have some more confirmed comments from Brendan Rodgers about his situation. With Liverpool, a little bit of a different story here. So we still have game week 24 still occurring. So it was a double game week. So that West Ham vs Liverpool game is still happening on Wednesday. I don't know if that's going to come too soon for some confirmed news about Sadio Mane, but we should definitely be having some news about his injury scan. So that should be quite good. The Shrewsbury game in the FA Cup, to be honest, I think both teams would have rotated if both Mane and Vardy were fit anyway, so I don't think this game is going to give us too much of an indication, but we could have some more comments after the game in the post-match conference from both managers about these two highly owned players, which could be a nice little indication before game week 25. And I think that we have to wait till after these fixtures, especially because there's a lot of football happening in the upcoming FA Cup, and you don't really want to bring in a player that gets injured in the FA Cup or League Cup for the likes of Jamie Vardy and Sadio Mane. So the annoying thing about game week 25 especially is the fact that there is 2 weeks of break between game week 25 and 26. Why I'm saying this is annoying is that if you transfer out the likes of Sadio Mane and Jamie Vardy, you got to accept the fact, unless it's confirmed that they're out for a couple of months, that they probably will be back in game week 26. So the Chelsea at home fixture could be quite a nice one for the likes of Leicester. I know Chelsea haven't been that great defensively, but then they go and face Wolves away, which is a tougher fixture. So maybe if he misses the likes of Chelsea, we could maybe see his way out. But then if you look at Sadio Mane, game week 25 against Southampton at home, it's a very nice fixture, but the plum fixture is there in game week 26 against Norwich away. So I certainly don't want to be transferring out Sadio Mane unless I'm kind of forced to if he's out for a prolonged amount of time. So with these two players, because of that 2 weeks rest, we got to accept the fact if we transfer them out for Gaming 25 that they could be back for 26, and that's just a risk we're going to have to take if we transfer them out. So I'm really willing to maybe give Sadio Mane and Jamie Vardy maybe Gaming 25. I think Jamie Vardy probably has a better chance of playing Gaming 5 than Sadio Mane. I know it's quite an annoying thing for those Mane captainers and those Mane owners, as he has some very nice fixtures coming up. But with Jamie Vardy, a little bit of less form shown recently, so it could be a maybe easier transfer out. But with that 2 weeks of rest, we could see some massive price changes there, and we could be losing quite a lot of value. So it is a high risk situation that we're kind of in, a little bit of an annoying situation as well. So I'm really hoping that we get some confirmed injury news from Brendan Rodgers and Jurgen Klopp before we have to make any drastic decisions. So the manager's comments, these were taken post-match and in press conferences recently about these two players. The comments about Jamie Vardy are on the top of the screen, and then the comments down below are from Jurgen Klopp about Sadio Mane. So Brendan Rodgers came out and said that the threat of his injury isn't that bad. It's not as serious as Leicester initially thought, which is really good news. He even talks about maybe Jamie Vardy starting on Tuesday in that League Cup semi-final. So that could be some massive news for us FPL managers, as it does look like Jamie Vardy has a lot of a better chance of starting on the weekend than Sadio Mane here. That's why he's probably listed at 75% versus Sadio Mane's 50%. So with Jamie Vardy, if he starts that game on midweek in the League Cup, that should be a certainty that he's fine for the weekend, and then I think we should be keeping him. I know he hasn't been in the best of form recently, but at least these manager comments are a little bit better. I know Brendan Rodgers has been quite ambiguous with his press conferences recently, kind of saying Jamie Vardy's fit and raring to go for the games, and then he manages to bench him or leaves him at home entirely. But I do think I trust Brendan Rodgers a little bit in this one, and I think with the upcoming football games, we'll get a clear indication of where Jamie Vardy's fitness is. With Jurgen Klopp, it's a little bit more ambiguous. Reason being is they played quite late on a Thursday night, so not a lot of news came through from the medical team when he did have his post-match press conference. So his news kind of said that we should have to wait on his scan, and the scan will tell us how long he will be out for. There were a little bit more concerns when he said there's a couple of upcoming tough fixtures for Liverpool, and those games will probably be without Sadio Mane. So then Jurgen Klopp maybe giving us a little bit of an indication of an initial medical team, a deadline for his injury, and that could be kind of a little bit annoying for us, as it means he won't be playing that double game week anyway, and probably not that Game Week 25 game as well. So Game Week 26 could be maybe a return for Sadio Mane, and I do think he might be worth holding. But as I said, it's kind of a wait and see on these manager comments, as there's a lot of ambiguous comments going around, and I think those medical scans will kind of give us a clear indication of what to go. So what to do with Jamie Vardy and Sadio Mane? I'll be giving you my personal thoughts about my personal team right now, and then I'll talk about some options that I think you can go for if your team is setting out a certain way. So personally for me, I think it is a wait and see. We spoke about that 2-week break after Game Week 25. I don't think I'll be making any moves right now. Maybe stay tuned for the preview and we'll be having more confirmed news by then. But I really don't want to bring in a player that has the potential to get injured before that Game Week 25 deadline. We have so much football occurring between now and that Game Week 25 deadline that I'm not going to be taking any risks. I'm going to be analyzing my team perfectly. I mean, if I made a jump for Jamie Vardy now, I'd be having more of a dilemma, as I already used my free transfer for Sadio Mane. But then I think we have to wait and see for my own team. I don't think there's many players that I'm looking at currently that I can afford for Jamie Vardy. We'll be talking about some options that you can go for shortly, but for my own team, I really don't have the budget to afford those players, so there's not many players below Jamie Vardy's price bracket that I'm that interested in. We have the likes of Calvert-Lewin that is on the form, but Everton's fixtures are getting a lot harder, and players like that I don't really want to go for, like Mapai from Brighton. He's showing some good stats, but his finishing product lacking a little bit, but I could see an option for him. But I'm really fine with just keeping Jamie Vardy for now and seeing how he does. With Sadio Mane, kind of more confirmed news will come out from that second double game week fixture. It's going to be quite unfortunate if he doesn't start in that one, especially for those captainers, but more importantly, those owners, as if he doesn't start against West Ham is going to put us quite in a sticky situation for that upcoming Game Week 25. So my personal team, I'm just going to be waiting and seeing. I don't really mind the price drops. With Jamie Vardy, if he drops by 0.1, he can drop another 0.1. As you know, only 0.2 kind of affects that price drop. With Sadio Mane, I don't lose any budget on him at all, with one price drop, as I bought him in for 12.3 and he's currently 12.4. So that's my own team, but let's get on to some options you could go for. So if this is your team and you can afford Aguero or Aubameyang for a free transfer from Jamie Vardy, if you have two free transfers and both are confirmed out, I would be looking at downgrading Sadio Mane and then upgrading Jamie Vardy. If you have triple Liverpool, I would look at maybe using that budget in the defense and upgrading one of your defenders to have a double Liverpool defense, as that looks quite good for the upcoming fixtures. But I do think Aguero or Aubameyang are the only two forwards I'd be looking at if I was to transfer out Jamie Vardy. If Jamie Vardy's back from injury, I think that you can easily just downgrade Mane. Reason being, he's one of the most expensive players in the game, so any player you can afford if you do transfer him out. So that could be an option you do go for. But as I said, if both are out, I would downgrade Sadio Mane and upgrade Jamie Vardy to the likes of Aguero or Aubameyang. So those are going to be my kind of thoughts to go for. This is how your team's setting out. Stay tuned for that preview, as we'll be going in more specific kind of players you can bring in for Jamie Vardy and Sadio Mane if they are confirmed out. That's basically going to wrap the video. I wanted to bring you this a little bit of an emergency video. As I said, a lot of people were asking me over on Twitter, so I wanted to address it as a global situation instead of replying to each comment or tweet. So hopefully you did enjoy it. Please like it if you did, and subscribe if you're new. As I said, stay tuned for the team preview, where I'll be talking about my own team and the team selection, and the preview for Game Week 25, where we'll be talking about more specific options if these two players are confirmed out. I'm going to be signing off. This has been Dayvy FPL, and I'm out. Cheers, bye.